Today I have taken some notes that will help you to understand easily. Okay. Yesterday we have learned what is a token, then identifier and keywords. So let me briefly explain that. Token is a word, and then punctuation marks are called token, or lexical unit or lexical element. So the given example, you may say let's go. So that let's go, how you write, you are using some English letters with apostrophe. If you want to put exclamation mark, anything, right? And so everything is considered as a token. If the in Python has following tokens, that are keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and punctuators. Keywords means they have special meaning. It is a case sensitive. So I have given some example: false, none, true, if, else if, and then global, import, not. These are all called keywords. So when you write a program, you're going to use some of the keywords. So when you use that keywords, you cannot make it a small letter or a capital letter. How it is defined in our textbook, that it is a case sensitive. Okay. Then identifiers is identifying that data or any file or anything. Some places we will call them it as a variable, some places we will call them object. Okay, let me take here. See here, I declare A is a variable, so it will be assigned a string variable. Okay, so B is another variable, so we assign as a integer value. So C we assign as a float value. Okay, let me, before going to that declaring variables, so let me see some of the data types. Okay, when you use that identifier, there is a certain rules you have to follow. That what are the rules are available. Okay, here the A is called identifier, B is called identifier, everything. Okay, C, D, E are identifier. So when you use some identifier, sometimes you may call it a variable, sometimes it lists, sometimes it depends on the situation. So for example, if I open any text file, I may use some name, and for example test1 or whatever equal to open, then within parenthesis I may pass that file name. I stored txt dot sorry test dot txt in C colon, and then documentation or anywhere I stored it, I have to write the entire full path. Okay, C colon or something. So here, if you and this test one, this identifier, we most of the time we say object or reference, or sometimes we call it pointer. Okay, so it depends on the situation, we call them. Okay, I throw error, I don't want to explain. Okay, when you writing identifiers, when you implement that identifiers, you have to follow certain rules. It has a long sequence of letters and digits, but first letter should be a character. Okay, first character should be a letter, other way around. Okay, then only the special character underscore is allowed. Apart from underscore, no other special characters are allowed. Okay, so you can write A underscore B, sorry, B underscore C, but the comma or dot or less than, these special characters are not allowed. Then one more thing, upper and lower cases are different, all characters are significant, which means whenever you define one variable here, when sometimes if you call, okay, if you want to print that variable, you have to use the same say case sensitive. If you define as a small letter, then you have to pass that parameter as a small letter. The way how we declare, then the same way only we can call in our program, anywhere in our program. Okay, then let's move on to, okay, then digits 0 to 9 can be part of that identifier, but it should not be first letter. Okay, first character of that identifier. So unlimited length means you can use this identifier is a blah 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 blah. Okay, here we cannot use this. Okay, there is a no limitation, but whatever the way you declare here, you whenever you call this variable, you have to use the exact same name. Okay, then let's move on to okay, the keywords. You cannot use that keywords. See, what is the keywords? I have given only few. You have in your textbook there are more keywords. Key identifiers should not be the keywords. You cannot write false equal to abc or string, or if equal to here. You cannot write if or false immediately it will throw error. See, can you see that there is a curly underline, which means you are making some mistakes. So the Python, whenever you do mistakes, immediately it will show that with underline, the curly underline. Okay, so the keywords are not identifiers. Okay, then okay, that is it. Okay, that's all. So here I give an example, the valid and identifiers. So the first character should be letter, and then only you can use underscore. Then you can use to is z2, and then any name you can. It is a valid one. Then invalid identifier, invalid variable name or anything. So here it is a dot appeared, so it is not valid. Then first character is a digit, so this is also not valid. Here in this identifier, I used a hyphen, so hyphen is not allowed. Okay, so these identifiers are invalid. Okay, let's move on to data types. So in Python, we have set of data types. So text type is we can use as a string type. Then numeric means numbers. So when you say it is a numeric type, which means either it is an integer. A numeric type can classified into three types: integer, float, and complex. So in grade 11 and 12, mostly you're gonna learn about only you're gonna use only integer and float. Okay, sequence type means list, tuple, and then range. We will we're gonna see what is list and then what is tuple. In general, you know that what is a string data type, what is an integer, and then what is a floating point number. So the mapping type, you have to understand how many data types are available in Boolean. So I don't know, I haven't seen any in this chapter. There is a no specific data type declaration. Just I have taken notes for you. Okay, if you want to see it again, use this link to get the videos. What is that? CCV. Okay. See, in the YouTube, you can check it. GGVS, grade 11, then FCS, then chapter name. Here, this one is Python fundamentals, right? Python fundamentals. Then part 1. Yesterday, I have taken part 1. So this session, I save as a part 2. Maybe there is a space here. Okay, no underline. Because already I have used here, that is why it's by default it is coming. Okay, so all the chapters starting with the GGVS and then grade 11, and there is a space, then SCS, then depending upon the chapters. So you just type the chapter, it will the tooltip will give you number 1 or number 2, number 3. Whatever the content you needed, you can take it and then go through it. Okay, then let's move on to our data type. Okay, mapping type. Mapping type means there is a dictionary. This is called dictionary. Then set type. Set and frozen set. I think you will study here only set. pros and set is not available for you. Not available means you are not going to study about it. Then boolean type, so definitely you will learn boolean type. Then binary type, byte and then byte array and then memory view. Grade 11 and 12 you're gonna learn only byte and byte array. Memory view I will explain little bit, that's it. Okay, first we will see what is the text type. Text type means that is a string data type. Okay, so I have here. Okay, let me see from here. Okay, let me delete this. A equal to string of within quotes. Come on, can write this. Copy and paste. Then print A. Okay, if I run this command, what you will get S1. See inside, this is a string type. Okay, if you want to see the type, you can use it. Type of A, you will get what is this variable type. It will show you. See, class is in string type. Okay, you got it. So you want to know which type of variable it is. If you don't have any clear idea, you can use a print statement and then type within bracket, pass that variable name. You will get the result. You don't get what is this. We assign that a variable A equal to within bracket yes, or you don't need to specify within bracket. You can simply use double quotes, either double quotes or single quote. It is allowed. Assigning a string variable, you should use with the quotes, either single quote or double quote. If you when and the print statement, if you type keyword type and then within brackets, you use that variable name, so it will give you type of that variable, so it won't give the value of that variable. Okay, so you know the difference. I made some mistake. Okay, you got it right? You understand this point, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then one more thing. If I mention that string of 2 means you will get. Okay, let me delete from this. So it will return only 2. See, it won't throw error because by default, see, for example, if you assign that a number, for example 25, then print A, it will treat as a, by default it will treat as a string type. Any data, if you just simply A equal to 25, then we will check. Okay, we will prove that this is a string type. Okay. By default it will consider treat as a string. Oh, integer. Okay, well, I did mistake. Okay, then. Okay, you have to pass that the string of 25. Then okay, I may be confused a little bit. Okay, string of 25. And then if you pass that, it will give you 25. Okay, let me type here. Type of that variable, it will show you string. Class is a string type. Okay, and then 3 point. Okay, same thing. If it is a boolean or whatever, here we passed only integer and then we are converting into string type. Then same way, if you pass a boolean value, sorry, a floating value, So floating number, integer, you know the difference between integer and floating point, right? So integer means without any decimal point. If you assign a number, that is called, considered as a integer value. So if you use decimal with any number after decimal point, if using any number, that number is treated as a floating number. So according to that data type, the memory will be allocated. Okay. So let me run this. This will also give you only the string type, because we took that, whenever we assign that value, we specifically mention that it is a string type. So when you want to, make sure, then print what is the type of that variable, pass that command, then it will show you here. Guys, whenever I run, click this green triangle, just it will update here. It will return value in the console panel. Okay, then let's move on to number integer type. So the same way you can execute. If I assign x equal to integer of 1, what you will get? Okay, 1. Suppose if you assign this integer of 24.45, let us see what you will get. You will get only 25. See, you got it, right? So we are passing that floating number, but we are, overcome that floating number into integer. So you have to define integer of some floating number, which means it will take only the integer portion. Then it will assign that value equal to a equal to 25, and then when you pass that statement, print a, print any variable name, and then it will return only integer part. Okay, then integer of, okay. So you know what, this is if you pass only within either single quote or double quote, what it does mean, with before mentioning that integer, it will treat as a string, right? So we are how do you there is a terminology to to cut that. Okay, I will explain later. That term I forgot right away. Right now I forgot the terminology. We are passing that string content, string value, then but we are making it that string content string value into integer. So if you pass that value integer, this keyword integer, data type integer, whatever within double quotes or a single quote, it will treat as a integer data, right? So a equal to 3, simply a equal to 3, then the print statement will return that value. So if I run that code, it will give you a value of a. Okay, and then let's move on to floating number. So floating number is the same thing. So here what will happen, float of 1. So but we are using only integer number. So integer number means without any fractional point. So how it will return? It will return with 1.0. Okay, so the okay, for example, if you are using where is PyCharm? Okay, here float of 3. So what it will do, it will take that number and then convert into floating data type, and then when you use the print statement, when you are asking to return that value, it will print 3.0. Let's run this. 3.0. Okay. Okay, for example, if you if you pass 34, it will return 3.34. So right, and then if you pass with within double quotes, 3.67, only it will take that number, because we are passing that parameter float. So whatever the content inside, content means value, whatever the value is inside, it will it will translate, convert into floating number assigned to particular variable or object. Then we are using a print statement in line number 4. So what is the value of a? It will return only 3.67. Let's try that. 3.67. Got it? Then let's move on to, okay, next one, literals. So literals is often, here already we have studied what is, this is called a literal. Okay, it's often referred as a constant value. Literals are data items that have fixed value. Python have several literals. So string literal, already we have learned string and number, numeric literal. Numeric literal means it has classified into 3 types: string, floating point, and then complex type. Then another type is Boolean literal, and then special literal none, and then literal collections. So let's see one by one. Okay, string literal, already we have seen, the Python allows non-graphic character in string values. So, string literals means string variable, okay, a string data or anything. So with the Python allow non-graphic characters. So non-graphic characters means when you type, backspace or tab character, you don't see it on the terminal, right? You know that, right, guys? Hello, Yeliman. Yeah, in your keyboard, when you click spaces, there is a button if you enter 2-3 times, only the cursor will move. You don't see any special character for that. The same way the tab key. When you press tab key, see, right now I am clicking, entering space. So entering space button, then the cursor only move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pressing, keep on pressing it, so it is moving up. Okay. Then if I press a tab key, it will move certain spaces, right? So it will move some distances, 4, I think 4 spaces. I'm not sure exactly. Okay. Then some other the carriage written, you don't see it. This is called non-graphical character. You don't see it on the computer. So you want to use that, in a program, you want to use, okay, after printing it, I want to use, okay, for example, let me write it here, you will understand. A equal to string character rows. Then b equal to but or something. Okay. Then c equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever. So if you in a print statement, if you do a comma b comma c, what you will get, rows, then but, then within maybe one space are there, or sometimes without space, rows, buts, and then 3, 4, whatever the data we assign for c, it will return. I want to put some space here in between rows and but, you can use some tab key here. That is a escape characters. It is those. This how we can use that non-graphical certain set of that sequences are called escape characters. Let us see that here. Okay. Backspace, tab, carriage return, new line. See, in Python, if you enter key, see, my cursor is here. If you press enter key, it will return the new. The cursor will move to new line, but you don't know what kind of there should be a data, right? There should be a value for that, right? When you write a program, okay. You know what? I want to print rows. After that, I want some new line. So how do you do that? You have to write set of code. So those kind of sequence is called escape sequence. So in Python, we have bunch of escape sequences. Let's see one by one. Okay. So if you use double slash, So it will return only one backslash. So for example here, after rows, let me delete this first. If I use one slash, it will, when I run that code, it will return only rows backslash and then, RO backslash and then, oh, okay, let me, there is a extra comma here. See, it will return only, as it is, right? Whatever we have written, and the same thing it will write. For example, if you, I want to print roses. So how do you do that? So usually, let me change this. I will explain. So I define that variable a equal, assign that value rows. I want to use roses. So maybe John's. Okay, it's not nice. John's bike or whatever. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use apostrophe. So this is how you're gonna write in English, right? John's bike or whatever. Then bike. What compiler will do or interpreter will do, it will take a first single quote, and then it will stop up to the, if it finds a second single quote, it will stop it. It will only take this one. After the second apostrophe, it will throw error. Okay, let's run this. Okay, you will get invalid syntax or whatever. Say invalid syntax error. What you have to do, you can use some escape character backslash quote. So which means it will consider backslash quotation means the escape character will return only single quote. If I run this code, it will say John's bike and then next data B, because we have passing that parameter B and C, so it will return all the values. Okay, so instead of using escape character, we can do other way, in using a double quote. If you start with a double quote, you have to end with a double quote, right? So now the interpreter won't throw any error, because our string starts with a double quote. It will find where it is the second double quote. Okay, the end of that string there is a second double quote, so there is a not at all a problem. So it will return John's bike. Okay, so if you want to overcome that using a single quote, and then okay, I have to explain that a double slash. Okay, double slash, it will return only one single slash. See, can you see that? John's bike. So the escape sequence, if you use double slash, it will return only one single slash in that data. In anywhere, if you use in your program, it will return only a single slash. Okay, then next one is slash single quote. So as already I explained, a slash single quotes, where you gonna use my data in a string data type. If I use a double quote, okay, here by intentionally I want to use John's double quote slash. So double quote slash, what will happen? It will throw error, because the string and the starting quotation is double quote. So you have to avoid error, to avoid the situation. You have to use escape character backslash and then double quote. It will return that John's, then double quote yes bike. Let's see that. See, John's double quote yes and then bike. So if you don't want to use escape character, you can use change that string with a single quote, and then in between that data, then you can use double quote. Okay, so other way around, already I have told you that if you are using that string as a single quote, inside that single quote, if you want to use only single quote, you have to use escape key. Otherwise you can use a double quote. Okay, so you understand this concept, right? Backslash, double backslash, and then backslash single quote, and then backslash double quote. You understand these three?
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Only Dhanisha is, giving me feedback. Shweta Lakshmi, how about you? Sanjay, Balaji, Lohend?
Ma'am,
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. I understood.
understood, ma'am.
Understood.
Okay. Let's move on to backslash a. Backslash a means it is treated as a ASCII code. When you write in your program, it will throw that some symbol will be there, maybe a zero kind of thing. When you use that John's or the data should be have a, then suppose by accidentally if you are using a backslash, it will take this backslash a, it will treat as a ASCII code. It will return John, and then there is a different kind of symbol, maybe zero or something, then bike. Let's see, this is the ASCII code. So whenever you are using backslash a, you have to be careful. So it will treat as a ASCII code. When you use a hexadecimal or octal code, you can use zero number digit zero. Okay, I have to place my cursor here. Zero and then zero, so it will treat as a, it will consider as a octal number. Okay, so whenever you pass that value, you have to be aware of it. So these two digits, zero and o, it will treat as a octal number. So it will take that zero o a. So what is the equivalent value of octal number? So the in octal there is a no a value, right? So it will print something zero, something like that. See, oh, it returns the same thing. Okay, then I may use this. Okay, yeah, without single quote. Okay, 6. So if I use this kind of data, so what will happen? It will treat as this data as a octal number. Okay, for example, if I use 9, it will throw error because first two digits 0 and o means it will consider this data as a octal number. So in octal we don't use 9, right? So up to 0 to 7, then we move on to 1 0, right? So octal number, how do you write octal number? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. After 7 and then 1 0 1 1 and then 1 2, it will goes like that, right guys? Can you remember that octal number? So
Yes,
everything
ma'am.
is,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, involved. After 1 7, it will go to 0, right? So whenever you define data, then you have to be aware of it. For example, hexadecimal number. If you want intentionally, if you want to use hexadecimal number, that is fine. By accidentally, if you press X and then 8, it will give you what is a okay, 9. So what is the equivalent hexadecimal value? So after 9, it will throw a or 9, b equal to bike. Okay, 9. Okay, which means 10, then it will throw a, right? 16. Why it is giving me 16? Okay, it is converting into number digit. Okay, let me explain later. Okay, so here we are learning hexadecimal. So within double quotes, okay, never mind. Within double quotes, there is a no hexadecimal or something. But here, without a double quote or single quote, if you pass that a 0 and O, then the entire code will be treated as a octal number. So X means the entire code will be treated as a hexadecimal number. Okay, let's move on to ASCII code. Then R means a carriage return. So we will see whenever the program when we write, we will while reading that file, text file or document file, at that time I will explain how we use the carriage return. This one is horizontal tab. Horizontal tab is I want to, after John, I want to some space between N and O, so I'm going to use what is that, T. So it will it will treat as a tab key. So let's run this. Okay, I don't want this. Okay, if I run that, see, after n, it puts a tab key, and then it will return others, rest of the data or rest of the values. Okay, so that is called tab, backslash tab. Then backslash u and triple x, it is a hexa value only, Unicode only you can use. We will see later. Yeah, almost end of your grade 11, we will see these kind of thing. So this one backslash b, what will happen if you use here backslash b? It will delete. The normally if you hit backspace, backspace button on your keyboard, there is a backspace button, right? If you press that, what will happen after n? If you, okay, forget about this. My cursor is here, right, in between n and o. So if I hit backspace, what will happen? N will be deleted, right? So the same thing, escape character, backslash b. So if I run this code, what will happen? It will throw JOH, after that OAS bike. Okay, let's see that. So n will be deleted here. Can you see that? So this is the function for backslash b. It's a backspace. Okay, then form feed, we will see that later. I think most probably you don't use it, form feed. Okay, next one is new line character. New line character means, okay, this is my data. After this you are passing that backslash n. So what it will happen? So it John's bike. So after John's, the bike will be written into new line. Let's run this one. See, John's, after John's, because there is a space. So that is why here there is one single space, and then it will return a bike. Okay, you got it. So in case, suppose if I place bike here, then it will return John's bike, because the escape sequence backslash n means it will feed new line character. Okay. So, by entering a new line, by clicking that, your cursor, by default, it will place a backslash. But, if you want to use, sometimes you're going to write, 2-3 lines of data. So at the time, for example, I'm writing this John, write any poem, roses are red, roses are red, let's smash it. So my data goes like that. I want to John's bike. After John's bike, I want to, print the roses are red in a new line, and then let's smash it on a new line. So how do you do that? So using backslash, so using a escape character, backslash n, and then again, if you use backslash n, so John's bike will be written on a first line, and then roses are red in a second line. Let's smash it on a third line. So let's do that. See, you got it, right? So suppose why you are reading all those escape sequence. For example, this is a txt file. Can you see that extension? So this is later you will study. We gonna use that. We gonna open any txt file or any doc file or any CSV file. We gonna open it in our Python program. So when you open that file, you want to split this first line. Each word should be in a separate line. So how can you do that? So what you do that, first in your program, open that particular file. There is a syntax how to open a file. Then you're gonna split that each word into separate. Here first line has number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words are right. So each word should return on a separate line. So I will, that there will be a question. So read that file, read that txt file, and then split that first sentence, or split every words into new line, or split every words into new tab. That will be a program. So you're gonna write those kind of things. That time you will use, mostly you will use these escape sequence. Right now, for calculating, adding two numbers, they're finding factorial, or any quadratic equation, or bubble sort. You are not going to use these kind of special characters. When you move to write a big program, using some files and then extracting that file, those time definitely you need these kind of things. Okay, let's move on to other thing. String Python. Okay, string type Python. String data type has two that is classified into two types, as single line strings and then multi-line strings. So now, so far we have learned only the single line strings, right? So whatever you have written, okay, let's take my Python. Okay, for example, I'm writing that variable ABCD rows, and then if you enter, it will throw the error, because idle. What will happen? It will return only one statement, one line. So you have to use here. You can say that here you have to use backslash. Say for example, rows and then backslash, then it will treat as a the next line also is part of this rows. Okay, so you can write rows bud or whatever. Then if you finish with a single quote, then if you hit enter, then this prompt, next line prompt will be appeared. See the rows bud. Oh, the resultant value also written. Okay, so the if you this is the single line string. So if you want a multi-line string, see, as I told you, you gonna later you're gonna use n number of maybe 2-3 lines of data. How do you, for example, if we take this entire thing and then copy, and then you can paste it here as a data. So you cannot write without any specific syntax. This is a multi-line string. So what you have to do, doc string, how you declare doc string, as I told you before, 3 triple quote. Inside that 3 single quote or double quote, it will treat as a doc string, because it starts from line 1. So which means the interpreter won't consider the first line, and then it will move on to next line. But here, if you are using multi-line string, you have to use with a triple quote and then end with a triple quote. So you know what? This is a multi-line string character, string type. So if you use with a single triple quote, or either single triple quote or a double quote, 3 times. So if you end with 3 times double quote, the entire sentence, 3-4 sentences are assigned as a variable A. Okay, now if I print A, what will get? The entire value will be written. Okay, so let me run this. See how you written here, the same way you will get it back. Okay, so here I have written write Python program reads character from in the first line. So the same way when you run that program, it will return that. Okay, so if you use some spaces here, it will return the same way. Okay, if you in later you will study, you don't want to extra spaces, you can you have a command to how to delete these extra spaces, how to split that word, you will study later. Okay, that's all that single strings, a single line string and then multi-line string. You understand these two concepts, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, single line string, only you are writing with a single line. Okay, in suppose you are using an idle, you can use backslash. So backslash and then hit enter. It will allows you to write some more data, more character. Then, but you have to terminate with with a single quote. Then these two lines are considered as a single line string. Okay, so you can see that result. Then multi-line string means you have to use with a then shit. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word. Accidentally, I split that word. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's move on to size of the string. Okay, now we are going to calculate that size of the string. See, if you use within single quote or double quote with two slashes, it will treat as it will consider as a escape character, right? Double slash means it is a escape character. So what you will get if you pass this to double slash? Okay, let me work here. Okay, delete, then double slash. So what you will get when I use that print statement, you will get only one. So the size of these two slashes will be one. Okay, see, you got it right. So if you want to prove that the size is one, you can pass that parameter size of a. No, length, sorry, not size, length of a. So what it will do? It will return that value. It won't return backslash. It will return the value of this. Let me run this. See, it will show. It will give only one because the length of this string is one. So double slash means immediately it will treat as a escape character. So if you use one single character, single backslash, that will be error. Okay, 1 second. So backslash. Again, it's error. You have to pass any value. Okay. Okay, for example, I know writing that rose, but what is the size of it, length of this? Anyone can tell me what is the length of this variable? So it will consider 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a 1 space 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the length of A is 8. Got it? So the blank space also treat as a one length, right? So if you use two more, then it will throw here two more 10. So it will allocate memory like according to our data, right? So because here I put three blank spaces. Okay. Then let's try with a different thing. Okay. Let's try that. Backslash A and then B. How? So what is the size of it? It will consider this one as backslash A is a escape character. It will treat as one. Then the B is another length size is one. So the size of that variable that data is 2 because backslash A is a sequence. It's set to one ASCII bell. Oh, you want to run this code or not? Okay, let me prove that backslash A is treat as a one size. See, because it will treat as a sequence, escape sequence. So backslash A means there is a meaning of it. What is the meaning of backslash A? It is a one character of ASCII bell. So if you print simply without length, it will throw 0, right? We have seen something, right? See, as some kind of 0 and B. See, can you see that? 0 and B. So that is why I'm telling you backslash A and B. What is the length of it, size of it? It is a 2. Why I'm explaining this? Sometimes you may ask what is the size of this, and then if you use the data, what you will what you will get. the question will be raised many places. So that is why you are, you have to know about size of string type. Okay. So John's car. Okay. For example, if I use John's car in my data, so how much? What is the size of it? Can anyone count this and then tell me? Already I have written in that notebook, notepad. Anyone? Come on, guys. John's got J1, 2, 3, 4 backslash single quote is a 1 because it will return only single slash, sorry, one quote, right? Single quote, right? So 1 to 5, and then S is 6. That is a space 7, 8, 9, 10. So what you will get a length of A is 10, right? 11. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why it is giving me 11? There is a mistake. Let me write it down here. Maybe copy and paste. John's car. One space car. 10. Okay, you got it? Because when I copy it, I may use some spaces, extra spaces here. That is why it showed us length is 7. Okay. When you write manually, John's, then single quote using with the escape character, and then there is a space in between John's and car. Then if you count it, the length should be 10. Okay, guys. Come on, guys, give me feedback time to time, okay? Everybody is so silent, man. I don't like it. Okay, if you pass the data, John's without with no backspace and then single quote John's car. So what is the length of length of this variable? You will get 10 because escape character. If you use escape character, then backslash string is considered as a size is 1. Okay, it's now we are not using any escape character, so the single quote is also considered as a length 1. Okay, then if you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when you run this code, you will get 10. Got it, guys? Come on, Shweta, Lohind, Danisha, you guys are there or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Time's up. Let me wind up now. We will resume tomorrow. Okay, just whenever ask, at least one of you reply. I thought everybody is goofing off. Only 5 of you joined. Some of you left. Okay. Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you.